What's going on, traders? Few things to talk about. We're just going to get straight into it. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. So right now we're looking at the NASDAQ monthly time frame. And one thing I talked about a few videos ago is the possibility of the bottom being near. And I still stand by that. The key word is near. I never said the bottom was in. I said the bottom is near. And the reason why I'm saying that is if you look at the monthly time frame for the NASDAQ, one thing I want you guys to pay attention to is the 50 SMA, this blue line right here. Every time, or at least majority of the time, the NASDAQ has hit the 50 SMA, it has bounced off of it. So here you bounced, right? Here you bounced, here you got pretty close and bounced. And then if you go further back, you bounced here, you bounced here. There was only one time that the NASDAQ broke below the 50 SMA, but even before that, you bounced here, and then everything else prior to that is pretty irrelevant, right? And so if we go back to present day, right now we are trading within the supply and demand zone between 16,300, 16,800, more or less. And so if we just so happen to hit the bottom of the supply and demand zone, lowest we could potentially go is about 16,000 before bouncing back towards the upside. And if we do bounce towards the upside, we can be heading back towards these guys right here at around 18,500. Now, whether we break further to the upside and start heading towards all-time highs or we reject from here is not, we can't really say. We'll just have to wait and see. But it's very much possible that we do bounce from the bottom of the supply and demand zone. But let's say that doesn't happen, right? Well, what did we just talk about? We talked about how the NASDAQ always, or at least majority of the time, bounces off the 50 SMA. So we could head as low as about 15,800, 15,700. It's important to keep in mind that the 50 SMA could just climb a little bit from here. Maybe it climbs all the way to 16,000. So we'll just have to wait and see. But if we go back in time, we see that majority of the time, at least 99% of the time, the NASDAQ has bounced off the 50 SMA. So if we do head lower, let's say we break below this supply and demand zone, then I'm looking at a move towards 15,700, 15,800, more or less. If we look at the ES, so right now, ES is trading within this rising channel. It's not a bear flag. I want you guys to keep that in mind because there's no flagpole, but this is a rising channel. And right now we're heading towards the bottom of this channel. And in one of my videos, I did mention that the ES can head as low as 4,800. At least I thought I mentioned that. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it to Discord members, if anything. But 4,800 is my target that I'm looking at for the ES. It's important to note that every time, or at least majority of the time, the ES has hit the 50 SMA on the monthly time frame, you bounced off of it. You bounced here, you didn't quite hit it, but you bounced from here, you bounced here, you bounced here, you broke a little bit before, you wicked below it, but you bounced here, right? You bounced here, you bounced here, you bounced here, and if you go back, maybe once or twice you broke below it. I wouldn't really count this because it's like the beginning of dinosaurs back here, but regardless, if you want to count this, that's completely fine. I understand. But at least majority of the time, at least we'll say 95% of the time, 95% of the time, the ES has respected the 50 SMA on the monthly time frame. So we could be looking at a bounce from 4,800 range. Now the 50 SMA is all the way at around 4,700, so it's very much possible that we wick below this, even get a little bit further down, maybe 4,500, before seeing a move back towards the upside, right? And if we do bounce from here, or the bottom of this rising channel, I'm looking at a move towards these guys right here at around 5,300. Again, you can't really, it's really hard to determine if we're going to, do one of these, or we're just going to completely reject from here. So we'll have to wait and see. But that's what I'm looking at for the ES. If we look at the SPY, right? SPY, you're looking at the same thing. I told you guys the SPY can head as low as 480. But if you look back in time, again, I mean, I don't think I have to keep doing this, but you look back in time, majority of the time, at least close to 90% of the time, the SPY has bounced off the 50 SMA on the monthly time frame. Bounced here, bounced here, bounced here. Hopefully you guys can see this. Bounced here, and then two times was the only time that the SPY really broke below the 50 SMA. All right, so I'm not saying it's impossible for the SPY to break below it, or the ES or NASDAQ to break below the 50 SMA, but given the history, we have to assume, or at least I'm going to assume, that we could see a bounce around the 50 SMA. Now, until we break below it, then I'll be proven wrong at that point. Then I'll have to, adjust my thought process, and then I'll be more than happy to admit that I'm wrong. But given the history, it is safe to assume, at least in my opinion, that you could be bouncing off the 50 SMA pretty soon when it comes to the SPY and Q and ES. Triple Qs. Triple Qs, pretty much the same thing. I don't think I need to go too much in depth, but right now you're looking at a move towards 390. I mean, it's probably already happened given the market's current condition, but right now you're looking at a move towards 390. Lowest you could potentially go is the 50 SMA at 380. And again, if you go back in time, once again, you see that majority of the time the triple Qs either bounced off the SMA, 50 SMA, or wicked a little bit below it before breaking higher. So we could easily maybe just consolidate here. That's very much possible. Maybe we consolidate for a month or two. Let's say we hit the 50 SMA, we don't necessarily have to bounce right away. We can just consolidate here. That would be pretty annoying. But ultimately, I do think the bottom is near. I'm still standing by that. The only way I'm going to change my mind on that is we just absolutely tank below the 50 SMA. Something like back here, okay, something like this, okay. So that would be the only way I really change my mind. If we get like a nice candle below the 50 SMA, like a nice, really nice candle below the 50 SMA, and let's say we get below these guys right here, right, so a little bit below 350 on the triple Qs, then that's when I would kind of change my settings or my mind on whether or not we're going to bounce. But right now, I think it's very safe to assume, in my opinion, all right, you do what you want, but I think it's safe to assume that we're going to bounce from the range, from around this range where the 50 SMA on a monthly time frame is. All right, if we look at the VIX, so one thing I want you guys to know is historically when the VIX spikes, that is a sign of the bottom being near. So I think it's safe to assume that the VIX is going to spike off this current move that we're witnessing after hours. So once the VIX spikes, I do imagine that that is going to be a sign that the bottom is near. Historically, every time the VIX spikes, so you got a spike here, you got a massive spike here, you got a massive spike here, massive spike. You see it all over the place, all right? Every time the VIX makes a massive spike towards the upside, that is a sign that the bottom is near. All right, feel free to check it out yourself. Don't take my word for it, but I mean, you see it here. Proof is in the pudding. Every wick, every huge wick you get, the VIX recovers almost immediately. And if the VIX goes back towards the downside or wicks towards the downside, then obviously the market is going to do the opposite of that and start going towards the upside. So something to keep in mind there. Bitcoin. So I think Bitcoin is a good sign that the bottom is near as well, right? And obviously you want to wait for confirmation, but right now Bitcoin is heading towards that target that we've been talking about forever, 73K. But it's also important to note here that the VIX, I mean not the VIX, that Bitcoin is heading towards the bottom of this rising wedge pattern, right? Probably the lowest it can go is about 68K, 60K. I think 60K is a beautiful buying opportunity, by the way, in the 60K range if you're interested in crypto. Me, I'm not too interested in crypto anymore, but if you are looking to buy crypto, I would say between 70K, 60K, if it blesses you with that is an actual actually really good buying opportunity in my opinion. So right now I'm looking at a retest of this area right here at around 68K, between 73K, 68K, and then we head further up. Now, the fact that Bitcoin took so long to drop, I think, is an indication of potential bottom being near as well, because it's just now doing it. We witnessed the market, and we've all agreed, at least majority of us has agreed, that Bitcoin is a leading indicator. So the fact that it's just now moving towards the upside just pretty much tells me that, yeah, the bottom might be near. Because why is it just now doing this, right? It could have been doing this the whole time. So that shows me that the fact that Bitcoin is just now doing this, it tells me that downside was limited for it, right? Had it moved with the market, with the way the market was tanking for the past week or two, it probably would be a lot lower, probably be like in 50K, right? Towards the 50 SMA right here. So the fact that it did it so late just shows me that the bottom is, I mean, not the bottom, but downside is very limited. I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see. But that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. As far as stocks go, I mean, it's really no point in really going over stocks until we see where everything is at open. In the last video, I talked about Meta. I mean, we missed that. we missed that, guys. That was like a waste of a video at this point, because chances are Meta's heading towards that target of 480, if not much lower. 380 is the lowest I think Meta can go. I mean, given how much we gapped down, I wouldn't be surprised we're pretty close to that target. Meta probably open up at like 400, 420 or something. So yeah, unfortunately, we missed out on that, or at least we missed out on a majority of that, I'm assuming. It's hard to believe that the market would just recover back to the upside and give us another opportunity to jump into puts on Meta. We'll see. But yeah, sorry about that. I guess I should start making my videos during the week, because yeah, that video was kind of pointless at this point. But I was right? That was kind of, does that count? I don't know. But you guys let me know in the comments below what you think about this drop. Do you think the bottom is near? Do you think we're going to see a lot more upside? I mean, not upside, downside, all that fun stuff. Just keep it respectful as always. It's okay for me to be wrong. I don't care to be wrong here and there, because I'm mostly right in the Discord. All right, I'm mostly right. Okay, so ultimately, let me know what you guys think. Really appreciate you guys' support on the last Meta video. Unfortunately, we couldn't catch the move like we did on Apple, but there's always going to be another video. I'm definitely keeping in mind a lot of you guys' suggestions. And yeah, until the next video, traders, have a good one.